Good morning, everybody. Keith Engle for TGI Sports Talk with the NorthEast streaming sports update on Zodiac TV. So this will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. We may do this a quick 10, 15-minute update. Mac started it from the Sports Zone and Mac and Jack Sports. So I'm going to step in here for a few Tuesdays and Thursdays and do a quick update for you guys. So hopefully you'll join us and join us on TGI Sports Talk. Join us on NorthEast Streaming Sports. Join us on Zodiac TV. You can also catch us if you can't see us on the computer or the phone. You can catch us on iTunes and iHeartRadio, all the places that you would normally listen to podcasts. You can find us as well as Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Again, Zodiac TV, NorthEast Streaming Sports, great partnership that we've got going here. And I'm glad to be a part of it. Guys, real quick, we're going to start with a little bit of NFL news today. Alex Smith, I want to congratulate on a very good career. Certainly not a Hall of Famer, but, by all measurements, a really good career for Alex Smith. Since 2005, I believe he was the number one pick in the draft in 2005. Never really, reached the heights maybe that were expected for him. But again, he became a very productive NFL quarterback. And I have to say, Alex, for his comeback this year from the horrific injury that he had 2 years ago while playing for the Redskins to his lower leg, and the courageous comeback. Again, courageous, we overuse in the world of sports. Courage, true courage is people who are stopping crime, fighting fires, keeping our country safe. But if we're going to use the word courageous, Alex Smith's comeback was just that. I mean, so many surgeries he had to undergo to even walk again. There was a good chance he was going to lose his leg. Check out 60 Minutes. If you have some on-demand services or something, check out 60 Minutes from, I want to say 6 weeks ago or so. Great interview and story about Alex Smith and his road to coming back with the NFL. Dangerous situation for Alex Smith. I'm really glad he came back. I'm glad he was able to play and play productively and help the Redskins into the playoffs this year. But for Alex Smith's well-being, I'm very glad that he's decided to retire. I was concerned for his health every time he stepped on the field last year, and I think we would be going forward. So again, I want to say kudos and a great job by Alex Smith in getting back, and congratulations on a very productive NFL career. Secondly, in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers have announced that the first month of their OTAs will be virtual. So this is the first NFL team, I believe, to make this announcement. Many NFL teams and players have said they will skip the voluntary workouts that happen shortly after the NFL draft. But this is the first team that I'm aware of that has said the OTAs now are going to be affected, and it's all due to COVID and our continued recovery from this pandemic. So it warrants watching what happens here going forward. And again, this is not a small thing, because I really believe the lack of rookie camps, the lack of OTAs last year really hurt not just the teams, and it hurt a lot of teams, including Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots, who I follow closely. And they find a lot of players that may have fallen through the cracks during those types of workouts. And the individual players themselves who aren't drafted, who aren't high draft picks. There's a lot of undrafted free agents that are fines during these types of off-season workouts. So it merits watching this situation closer as we go forward. Moving on to baseball. We all know about the Yankees situation, 5-10, last place for the first time since 1998, the first time they've been in last place. But we all know in 1998 what happened there. They went pretty much ran the table through the season almost and won a World Series that year. But this is a much different type of team, very flawed team. Brian Cashman, Aaron Boone, both coming under fire in the New York press. And this is the time to start to get a manager fired. And to be honest with you, this isn't necessarily Aaron Boone's mess. there's a lot of call in New York for him to clean up this mess. I think Brian Cashman created this mess, and Brian Cashman needs to be held accountable. But Aaron Boone probably will not slide through. I mean, this is a team that this isn't just the first 15 games of this year. This team is only 38-37 since the beginning of last season. Now, last season, of course, was a truncated 60-game schedule, but still, it does warrant watching this situation because I have said since last year, it's not a well-constructed team. Brian Cashman needs to do something. The defense isn't good up the middle. Aaron Hicks has been, and Aaron Hicks stands out as batting third in this lineup. Gary Sanchez continues to be a problem behind the plate. And Cashman's going to need to do something to get the Yankees back in this race. Because, again, this is a team that is one game over 500 in their last 75 games. And if you want to take Garrett Cole starts out of it, they're 4 games under 500 in that span. So it's time for Cashman to make something happen here, or Aaron Boone's likely to pay the price. Also in baseball, the Twins are fighting a bit of a COVID situation. Their game last night was postponed. They've been cleared to travel to Oakland for a doubleheader today, but they do have several players, I believe 4 players, tested positive, or 4 people in the traveling party. It's unclear whether they're all players. Were either tested positive or were COVID protocols. So again, still an issue with COVID here, guys. And the Phillies suffering from a similar situation. No game is postponed, I don't believe, but they do have 3 players on the injured list due to COVID protocols. Now, COVID protocols, again, does not mean necessarily that they have COVID. But again, these are situations that bear watching. And guys, we're coming out of this pandemic, but it's not over. We have to be safe. We have to be careful. We're still seeing it in the NBA. We're still seeing it in Major League Baseball. We've seen it in Canada, definitely in the NHL, if not here in the U.S. So again, we cannot sell the short. We got to be smart as we go forward here. So it's still affecting us as we go forward. Yesterday, Gary Sheffield announced that he no longer will watch any Major League Baseball, which is funny because he was working for TBS up until just a few years ago. And he admitted even when he was working for TBS that he didn't watch the regular season games. He would do the postseason. He would cram to get up to speed before he had to go to work. And he said now he doesn't even watch baseball. He's a great player. And again, the game has changed so much, the players are starting to watch. I want to say hello to Dan Harris and Red Gallup this morning as well, who have joined us live. So Gary Sheffield, and again, there's other players that express similar opinions, that the game has changed so much with all the rules that have changed and the way the game is played to really Ray sounds saying it sounds choppy. I hope that's not true. Hope it's just Ray, and I haven't seen my video skipping, so hopefully it's not too bad. I'll check it after the broadcast. Back to baseball again. We've talked about this ad nauseum. The changes that they've made that have benefited the offenses, and even that doesn't work because they make all these changes to help offenses. They talk about moving pitching mounds, which is even worse. You make it you're taking first of all, you took something that wasn't broken and you've tried to fix it. Now you're going to try to fix it more, and you're going to make it worse. It's home runs, it's walks, or strikeouts. So 2/3 of the time, nothing's happening in baseball games, basically. So Gary Sheffield and many other Major League Baseball players, I'm sure more will speak up, are very unhappy with what's going on with the game today. Some other news in baseball quickly. What do we got? Sterling Marte for the Marlins, diagnosed with a fractured rib, will be out for a while. The Braves Marcel Acuna is day-to-day with a mild rib strain himself, so some injuries creeping up in Major League Baseball. We talked about the Yankees. There's some other great stories in baseball, as we talked about, guys, and hopefully, I mean, even with my complaining about the game, I think it's still a great game, and it can still manufacture a lot of excitement. We're going to have a great race out west, as I talked about Sunday on my show, with the Dodgers and the Padres. The Dodgers drew for first blood, kind of, I would say, in this first series that they had this past weekend. But there's some really good stories in Major League Baseball. The Giants off to a good start. The Reds off to a nice start. The Mets with a good start. The Boston Red Sox surprisingly with a good start. So, again, still a good game. Just stop messing with it, Rob Manfred, please. On to the NBA quickly. A lot of excitement in New York. The Knicks Sunday won their sixth straight game. They're right now tied for fourth in the East. It's very important that they finish in those top six places to avoid the play-in game. And I think if they finish in the 4 or 5 spot, they got a chance to win a series. And there's a lot of excitement in New York. And the problem with when you are and where the Knicks are, maybe that's why it sounds choppy, right? I'm stuttering. Where the Knicks have been for the last God knows how many years. And you start to win, things get exciting. And this year it'll be fine to go to the playoffs. Even if they don't win a series, it's not the end of the world. It was a successful season. They've reinvigorated the franchise and the fan base and changed the culture. Tom Thibodeau is responsible for a lot of that, and team president Leon Rose. But you got to take the next step forward, because the fans aren't going to be happy with a 500, or just slightly above record going forward. They're going to have to continue to improve. Now, this year's team, this is a success. They've hit their high water mark right now. 6 in a row they won, 4 games over 500, and tied for fourth in the East. So great job out of the Knicks. And lastly, I guess today, as I said, a very quick sports update we're going to do here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Lastly, our condolences I want to send out to Scottie Pippen, who lost his oldest son at 33 years old. Very sad story. They have not revealed the cause of death, but he did suffer from chronic asthma, and his son Antron, Scottie really thought that if it wasn't for the asthma, he would have been a very, very good NBA player. And very sad to lose any child, obviously, and at such a young age. Very sad. Our heartfelt condolences go out to Scottie Pippen and his whole entire family at this tough time. So, guys, that's going to do it for this morning. Again, quick update. We'll be back Thursday with some more information about whatever's happening in the world of sports. Join us then. Join us Friday for our interview with Daryl Knowles on TGI Sports Talk. And don't forget, NorthEast Streaming Sports is where it's at. TGI Sports Talk and many other shows. 4/29, Thursday, April 29th, we'll be live at 6 p.m. for our NFL draft coverage right through the entire first round. I'll see you later. Keith Engle, have a great day.